Yeah, not the hooker, but the coach, in as much that they've caught them not out wide on the flanks, but they've been crisscrossing, bringing the ball back down the central area, in and around the play the ball. And I'm sure that the Leeds coach, Dean Lance, would have said, let's tighten up in that department. 17 missed tackles in the first half is not to any coach's liking.
Barnhill on for Adrian Morley. Here is Darryl Powell on for Sinfield, and he finds Harris, who runs flat, and then finds Graham Mackay, and Mackay taking on Eager. That's a good tackle by Eager and Rogers. He gets through such a lot of work, the Castleford Tigers centre, Michael Eager. Jackson, not the best pass. I think he's still feeling the effects of that arm he injured earlier in the first half. He dropped in front of Andy Hay, and Hay did well to retain possession for his team. Senior to Anthony Farrell, goes round Sampson, bounces into the chest of Tonks. That's enough for Castleford to finish him off. Better pass this time from Jackson. He's found Sheridan, who's gone for a big kick downfield, looking for a 40-20, and he's got it.
Was he over it? I think the referee might have a look at this one. He was pretty close to the line.
Just wants to check. He wants to check whether it was on the line when he kicked it. Ryan Sheridan. Whoa, that was
right on the line, as I said.
Slap bang on the middle.
Now on the line, it's the white one, not the red one, that counts.
His foot's on the line, it's there.
Video referee, over to you.
Well, here's a little debate for Jerry Kershaw now. It's whether the line is counted as in or out of the 40 metre mark. And I think it's got to be behind the line, Steve-O. Yes, the defence gets the head and feed. Sheridan feels cheated, but
well, the video referee's got it right.
The heel is right on the line.
Yep.
And he's got to be the other side of the line.
Well, I get the impression Jerry will be looking forward to his holidays after this pressure over the weekend.
He's had some big calls to make, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Sampson, bounces off Fleary, gets the ball away to Davis. Barnhill just slapped at him. Davis able to then find Fritz. He finds Barry John Mather, who in turn gives it to Wells. Pratt does well with the tackle, helped out by Keith Senior.
A lot more enthusiasm needed by Leeds, especially in this defence. You can see they are moving up this time.
Sampson is hauled down. There's the missed tackles, 18 by Leeds and half as many by Castleford. Davis, long ball to Orr. He's found Flowers, and Flowers has busted them up the middle again. This is Eager. Great tackle back by Chef Walker.
What a game the fullback's having. He's involved yet again. Not the best kick, though.
Harris was waiting for that. Just plucked it out of the air. Powell to Andy Hay. Wrestled to the floor, 10 metres from his own line.
Pretty good strong defence there from Dale Fritz. Score of that vital try. But come on, enthusiasm, that's what's needed. Well, look at the Leeds pack. They're just hanging back.
Yes, they're standing still. I wonder what was said in the dressing rooms at half-time. Angela Powers might be able to tell us.
Yes, Eddie, some short but sweet messages at half-time. Dean Lance is not too disappointed. Obviously, the scoreline's not in his favour, but he's quite happy with it so far. He thinks the play's been a bit haphazard at times, but he's happy with the defence, wants to see it a bit keener, though. He's upset about that Cummins no try in the first half. Can't understand what happened there, but he's hoping that they can make the most of it from the second half. The Castleford side, they really want to have more belief in themselves. They've shown character and determination so far, but if they keep that belief, they should win it, says their coach. Vowles, as we saw in the first half, is struggling with a dead leg. He may or may not make it back on. They're keeping their fingers crossed there.
Amazing news from the Leeds dressing room, Steve-O. Dean Lance is happy with the Leeds defence. They've missed 18 tackles.
Well, I'm mystified.
They didn't miss that one. That was Senior on Mather, and here now is Wells, and they haven't missed him either.
That's four. Make the line, fellas. Don't come up short.
Dean Lance happy enough, although not happy with the scoreline. That's the news from the touchline. Danny Orr, Brad Davis. Tonks went without it. Oh, Farrell.
Be a knock on.
The try line was begging for Anthony Farrell.
He'd have been over. No one at home. Flowers was out of position.
They'll take the first knock on. It'll be head and feet to Leeds at the scrum here.
Well, it's there for the taking.
Let's go, fellas.
Castleford yet again.
Hold on,
They
fellas.
must be so confused. They must have been sitting in that dressing room at half-time, knowing that they could have had 20, maybe even 26 points up on the board.
Senior
That's one. Leave it.
watched all the way by Dale Fritz. Jackson showed it to Powell, gave it to Hay. Hay thought about releasing the ball as he fell, thought better of it. Senior, Farrell, driving it in. Flowers low down, two more over the top, Tonks and Sampson. Jackson, here's Sheridan. Sheridan finds Mackay, and Mackay puts the ball down.
Not gone.
Well, it's a comedy of errors at the moment.
I think pathetic is the word I'm trying to find, but
Make sure you get back.
a little bit more fire and aggression in the forwards.
On the 20, fellas.
We have not yet seen the Leeds
Hold on
pack
there.
try to take on
Send
the
it back
Castleford
out, please.
6.
Hold the
You've got to lay the
five.
platform.
Hold the five.
Your opposition is not going to allow you to just
Darren's
play
staying.
fancy football like they've tried to produce there.
Right, that's one. Let him up, Chev. Hit the line,
More
fellas,
aggression,
that's it.
please. I'm sure that this Leeds,
penalties.
well, a big crowd here, especially the south stand. They have been extremely quiet.
Yes, they'd be a little concerned. Oh, that looked forward from Purcell to Fritz. No whistle forthcoming from Stuart Cummings. Purcell, better pass this time inside to Davis. Back it goes to Orr. Gay hits the line.
That's the area I mentioned where they're splitting this Leeds outfit. Danny Orr, really is the linchpin. He's taking the ball first and second out wide and then bringing someone back on the inside. And it just shows you how lethargic this Leeds defence. Well, I just can't wait up. It's as though they don't want to win this game.
Carl Pratt does. It was nearly away, but Tonks. It's only 11 handling errors, and amazingly, Castleford have made more.
Well, I hope that
That's
the
not
right...
the impression we get from up here, is it? But stats don't tell lies. Or do they?
Sometimes. Not to Dean Lance, according to what he said at half-time. He's not worried about the 17 missed tackles.
Barnhill is tackle standing up, 40 metres from his own line, plays it to Jackson. Here now is Farrell.
Well, I hate to say it, Eddie, but a bit of a shindig might just lift this game.
Jackson. Oh, good ball off the ground, finds Barnhill. Wide it goes to Mackay. Mackay saw the referee's hand raised, it's on the last. That's a good kick. It'll stand up here for Gay. Gay does well. Chev Walker was beaten all ends up by Richard Gay. Great run.
Did he put his foot on the line? That's a big question. To be fair, the touch judge was in a wonderful position.
Great run from Richard Gay.
Nasty bounce, wasn't it?
I think you're being a bit unkind to Castleford, you know. You're saying that a good bust-up would maybe lift this game. I think Castleford are playing very well.
They most certainly are. I'm not taking anything away from them. They're building it through. I've said several times that they must be confused as to why they haven't already wrapped up this game.
Last tackle. Purcell to Davis. Kick on halfway over the top to turn Carl Pratt around. Now then, what can Leeds do in attack here? Pratt trying to get inside Mather. Dale Fritz again leading the defensive charge.
It's one thing that Stuart Raper will be pleased with. Their kick and chase has been excellent.
Cummings.
Well, they look devoid of ideas to this Leeds outfit. They're walking, they're not running, there's no enthusiasm.
Maybe Barnhill can inject some enthusiasm. No.
Clear. Come on, fellas.
Jackson. Darryl Powell. Chev Walker. Great run from Walker. That's better. Mackay's with him. Got the ball away to him. Mackay, though, is on his own. And it's back to 0 on the tackle count. Referee has wiped the tackle count clear. Here is Harris. It's now with Senior. And Senior is hauled down, telling tackle by Mather, who could be done for lying on. No play on. Not the best ball from Andy Hay. Boot to ball from Harris. Into the arms of Powell. Powell taking them on at the middle. Support there from Jackson. Back it goes to Sheridan. Sheridan straightens it up. Over his shoulder to Walker. He started his attack. And Walker held up a metre short.
At long last, some good open play from the Leeds side.
This is Harris. Harris to Farrell. Forward pass.
delayed it far too long with the lead skipper. Well, no emotion on either coach's faces, but this certainly would have given them some hope. Delayed it far too long.
Careful.
The idea was good.
Too long. Here we go,
Just
fellas. Let's get
slightly
going.
forward. But this was a good run from Chev Walker. The opportunity that we've seen from the youngster.
Okay, mate.
As you can see there, the Castleford hand went to touch the ball. In effect, Leeds have come up with a mistake very early in the attack count yet again.
And Jackson goes off to applause from his coach Dean Lance, and young Kevin Sinfield comes back on.
Well, that could be a master stroke.
Darryl Powell packing down his hooker there.
That's one. Leave it. Come on, leave
Because
it
it was quite obvious that Lee Jackson was not fully fit. Picked up a knock very early in the game. We've already seen the capabilities of the youngster Kevin Sinfield.
Nathan Sykes, good tackling by Darryl Powell and Anthony Farrell.
Wait, yes, in. Wait for
Purcell is waiting a dummy half. Sampson now, man of the match last week for his contribution off the bench against Hull. Voted for by Sean McRae and his staff up at the Boulevard. Davis delays the ball and finds Tonks. Last one, on halfway, Castleford. Davis dabs it over the top. The call was from Orr. Well claimed by Harris.
Beautiful little chip over the top. Two half-backs combining ever so well. And Harris was lucky just to get there in time. Good job he'd gone into the sweeping motion.
11 minutes of the second half gone. Penalty to Leeds. Lying on in the tackle. They could have been pinned for that earlier, right on their own try line. This time Stuart Cummings blows the whistle against BJ Mather.
No doubt about it, made no attempt to roll off the man. Stuart Raper realises that this game is certainly not in the bag as yet. So many opportunities perhaps has not gone their way. The rub of the green. But the rub of the green doesn't always win you the game. A lot more aggression needed.
Can Leeds step up the gear then? They try to with Fleary.
That's one. Two, sorry, two.
He gets into the 20-metre zone. Powell to Harris. Harris then to Walker, who was the runner. And he's playing with a lot of the enthusiasm that Steve-O thinks ought to filter through this Leeds side. Chev Walker. This is Darryl Powell. But he's on his own, and they're all just standing round. He releases the pass in the end. Sinfield stabs it to in goal, looking for Mackay. And Rogers allows the ball just to trundle over the dead ball line.
Lack of communication there. Even though Sinfield put the kick in. Mackay had not realised it. Opportunity missed there.
Go on, Darren.
Mackay was well way back.
Wait for his foot.
He's doing a bit of talking, Dean Lance, and Damien McGrath, his assistant, will pass the info down. Sampson met by Powell. Purcell to Tonks.
Basic football, that's all the Tigers need to do now. Leeds getting to that point where they've got to start playing catch-up football, take a few gambles.
Remember, Castleford have never won in Super League during the weekly rounds, but they won in the playoffs here last year. Harry John Mather bounces off the first challenges but can't get away from the next three in. Danny Orr, Brad Davis. On now to Richard Gay. Sinfield stood his ground, that's the last. Again, Castleford only making it to the halfway line. Sampson, Davis with the kick. That's straight down the throat of Cummings. And the chase isn't good. Sampson leading it though. Getting warm applause from his supporters who've changed ends and are now up the end. But Castleford are attacking. That's a great run from Mackay. He's got support there from Carl Pratt. Chev Walker's on his inside too, but Pratt hangs on.
Did well there. Did Richard Gay, got in between Pratt and Chev Walker. Couldn't get the pass away, but what a great run from Graham Mackay.
Harris to Barnhill, holes opened up for Barnhill, this is Sheridan, and Sykes managed to haul him down. Sheridan struggles to his feet. Harris showed it to Powell, gave it to Sinfield, skirts away from one, forward, flicked forward by Powell Pratt, off the ground, couldn't reach it himself, just tried to flick it back to Chev Walker.
Well, both sides appear to be running out of gas here. Not a bad effort in the end, but there's no way that Pratt was going to get to that one.
Running out of gas, a good job that neither of these were at Odsal last night then.
I must say though, Eddie, that the introduction of Kevin Sinfield does seem to have lifted the Leeds Rhinos side. I said it might be a masterstroke by that man. Brought off Jackson, who was injured.
Eager again for Castleford. Walker's had a tidy game again, the 17-year-old wearing number 22 for Leeds. This is Richard Gay.
He's had a big game since he came off the substitutes bench.
This is only his second match back. After a long injury layoff, Richard Gay, this is only his second game of the season. Last week was his first. He was a substitute at Hull as well. So was Dean Sampson, as he is tonight. Purcell saw the little gap, but Sinfield and Powell closed it. Last one, they're only just over halfway again. Davis, angled kick, and he's looking for that touch line over there, and he finds it.
Quick thinking there, little half-back Brad Davis, been around long enough to understand that just keeping Leeds, turning them around, putting that negative thought into their brain. They're the side that's in control, they are leading. That often forces the side behind to force the pass, come up with a mistake.
Okay, fellas, let's go.
4 away wins on the trot for Castleford Tigers. They're 12-8 up here at Headingley, and 24 minutes remaining.
Okay, that's one.
And Leeds having a real struggle to break them down. Maybe Senior can. He's away from Fritz. He's not away from the second man in, Danny Orr.
Great defence. Danny Orr really puts himself around him, not only in attack and the kicking game, but he goes low into the tackle, like a little terrier.
Here's Fleary. Fleary got some big hits in at Castleford. Not been as effective here tonight. Darryl Powell, another good defensive stint here from Castleford. And Harris was inside the 40-metre mark, but the ball will skip its way over the dead ball line. Not firing on all cylinders tonight. Missed 2 kicks.
Well, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, aren't we, that he's not just having a poor game. He's just not in the game because of the fact he must be carrying an injury. Now, we know he was out for some considerable time.
Hang on, Andy! Whoa! Wait on the whistle, you've got players in front.
But it has been quite clammy out there. The water carriers have been kept very busy throughout this game.
Yes, it's a humid evening, isn't it? It's not a glorious summer's evening by any stretch of the imagination. Slate grey skies overhead, but quite warm for all of that. Fritz.
There's a Leeds player down, and he's out. He's out.
Second tackle.
Oh, he's moving now.
Leave him,
That's a good
fellas.
sign.
Let the physio deal with it.
He didn't look well.
Clash of heads, was it, with Fritz? Oh, yes. Or was it the head?
I think he just...
Not the elbow, surely.
I think he just flicked him away. And perhaps just went down awkward. Oh, yeah, it was a clash of the heads.
Couple of yards there, fellas.
I think he was
on his way out.
unconscious before he hit the deck.
You could see the eyes roll.
Yeah, fellas, come back to me.
Well done from the official, Stuart Cummings. Stopped the game straight away.
Darryl Powell has been a highly influential substitute in the last 6 wins for the Leeds Rhinos.
To be fair to him, he's been around a long time, and he would be the first to admit that he's been utilised as a super sub by that man, Dean Lance.
Okay.
Well, he was the one, I think, who suggested to Dean Lance that perhaps the time had come to move Iestyn Harris more to the heart of the action at standoff. And he doesn't know where he is, Darryl Powell, so I think they're going to have to make another change. And Jackson's going to come back on.
Darren,
Well, he's staggering about all over the place, is Powell. Jackson waits. and the referee doing well here, doing the right thing by Darryl Powell.
And the marbles will still be spinning. They'll try to just cool him down. Back into the fray. It's a big gamble to put Jackson out there.
It is. Well, there's Gareth Rayner waiting the opportunity on the bench as well, the 22-year-old. He was impressive in the tackle last week against Warrington when the going got a bit tough late on.
Well, no penalties.
But more Australian Rugby League coming up for you in the morning, Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. It's Brisbane against Penrith on Sky Sports 1. It was a cracking game this morning between West and the Cronulla Sharks. Great game live from down under. Brisbane Penrith follows it up.
Good charge down there from Harris. Now then, what can they produce?
Yes, Steve will be setting the alarm clock in the morning to see the Panthers, his old club from down under.
My word.
Even you can get up for 10:30, surely. Oh, well, maybe not. It is a Saturday night after all. Pick up the milk as you come in, Steve-o.
Wait for his foot.
Milk?
Yes, that white stuff people leave on the doorstep. Here's Chev Walker. Walker! Dumped to the ground.
Wonderful run from the youngster.
It was on the last. It was a power play. Walker now pinged for offside.
He moved away from the mark. Got to stand square.
Here we go.
Well, the youngster is leading the way. And a few of the older campaigners in the Rhinos outfit will take a bit of a leaf out of this man's book.
We got 3 tries last week in the Man of the Match award.
Okay, let's go.
Took home the watch. 3 tries, the first 17-year-old to get a hat-trick in Super League.
Well, I've just
and
watched...
a bright future for that fella.
Yeah, and not surprisingly, with the league's fans booing over that decision, he actually didn't move. He stood square. The man playing the ball moved.
That's one, leave it!
Sampson plays it. Purcell. Fleary is out of the defensive line. Oh, and the Tonks just released the ball. Farrell says thanks very much. Anthony Farrell on the way now. That's a better run.
Okay.
Just the impact, wasn't it? Chev Walker got the shoulder into him.
Barnhill tried to push Fritz off. Took the tackle. The South Standers find their voice. Andy Hay trying to barge his way through the line.
I just get the feeling midway through this second half, Eddie, whoever comes up with the next try, they'll probably seal it and in fact run away with the match. The heads will go down.
Harris. Can Leeds get over that line? Sinfield. Harris again. Farrell. Farrell sees a hole. That's the 4th. There's still a couple of tackles left in the bag. Sheridan. Sinfield. Oh, he went on all 4s and nearly went round them. That's the last. They're a metre short. Jackson looping pass to the captain, Yestin Harris. He dabs it to the in-goal area. That's easy for John Wells. That's a poor kick.
Diffuses the bomb easy. Not happy with it. It just has not been Yestin Harris's day.
Say again, Jerry.
You can't fault the positional sense of John Wells. Just a little bit of a shake of the head. Anguish from the lead skipper.
Well, who's your man of the match? Castleford at the moment is the team that you need to search through for a name. 09009 10 10 13. And if you vote and agree with the losing coaching staff, whoever that might be, with the correct name, you win a couple of tickets to the grand final. 2 sides here in the top 5 who have designs on Old Trafford on October the 14th.
Good drive there from Sampson.
Danny Orr.
He's at least trying to lay the platform.
Darren Shaw there, just touching the football, replacing Nathan Sykes. Davis hoists the kick. Cummins. Ooh, it bounced off his chest. He managed to claim it though. Accidental knock forward. No knock on.
Did the right thing in the end. Remember, it was Francis Cummins that had that wonderful break from deep within his own quarter that ruined the chances of Warrington last time we were here. Been a good effort though by Castleford in their defence.
News from the sideline about Darryl Powell, by the way. The Leeds medical staff aren't terribly concerned about him good news that he seems to be compos mentis again. Here's Sinfield. Well, can the youngsters over there, Sinfield and Chev Walker, and the touch judge has seen something in the tackle. Can those two youngsters conjure something up for this Leeds side?
Mr. Flowers decides to give him a nice face.
Well, Sinfield being spun around. Now what happens here? Just silly piece of play there by the full-back.
Out of his face, mate. Last tackle
On earth did he want to just give a penalty away when they're leading by 4 points?
And it was on the last tackle that Stuart Cummings has just told the Castleford full-back. The referee wants it back.
That's sheer stupidity by Jason Flowers. He's had a fine game. And tries to apply a facial with the elbow. Succeeded too. This could be the turning point.
Yes, Rayner is on. Farrell. Gareth Rayner takes his place in this Leeds side as Barnhill drives it into within 10 metres. Rayner's out on the far touchline. On the other side to Chev Walker. They come this way though and find Harris. Harris then delays. Takes the tackle. Struggles to his feet. Senior. Space for him to exploit. Fritz again.
Beautiful tackle by the second row of Fritz.
Sheridan. Sheridan. Still Sheridan. Last one for Leeds, this set of 6. Do they have something in the locker? Harris dabs the ball. He was looking for the post. Off Flowers. It's a dropout.
Good position there by Stuart Cummings. He's deemed that he took it out. He's right. It is precision. Good kick on that occasion from Yasin Harris.
Barnhill was hunting. Stuart Raper and Alan Ager, the academy coach, alongside him. Not the greatest dropout. This is Gareth Rayner. He's got some pace. He's got some strength, this fella. He had a few games with 7 appearances, in fact, with the Leeds Tykes in rugby union on this ground during the winter. And of course, his inclusion, Rayner, seems to indicate that Leroy Rivette goes further down the pecking order for the Leeds Rhinos. The man who was Lance Todd winner at Wembley 12 months ago. Here's Senior. Senior attacking them down the left-hand side. Well, they've struck up the band on the south stand, and it's all on here. And this is Sheridan.
Super tackle by the fullback. Had to be as well. He was going on the arc, was a little halfback.
Last one. Harris stabs it in, looking for Mackay, finds him, bounces forward. Jackson flicked it back. Hay couldn't take it in. I think there was a knock-on anyway.
Well, the first knock-on was by Castleford.
First knock-on by Castleford here.
First knock-on by Cass.
Off BJ Mather.
There's a turn-up.
He got his hand in between.
Right, it looks like a Leeds player to me that's touched it. Well, I think he's unfortunate.
Well, it's a fabulous atmosphere in Headingley now because the Leeds faithful believe that maybe this is the time. I'm sure that Dean Lance believes this should be the time. Here's Harris. Flowers got to him. It was a bit high. Ball comes out, play on. Cummings. Jackson. Farrell. Great defence.
Leeds have to stand a little bit deeper and at least get running onto the football.
All the possession this half for Leeds, as yet nothing to show. They might now with Senior. All
Once
hands
again,
to the pumps.
Danny Orlow.
Harris. Barnhill. Barnhill! At last! The down breaks.
Only just. He was very close, was Mr. Barnhill, from putting that foot on the whitewash.
Joy on the Leeds coaching bench, despair on the Castleford Tigers bench. Barnhill just manages to put the ball down the right side of the whitewash.
He's worked hard though since he came off the bench, David Barnhill. And he just went on the arc, and for once Flowers could not stop him. Just got it down on...
Did he?
Well...
His foot's on the whitewash, surely.
Well, I thought he was close. Oh, just a second. Watch this. on the ground. Now,
Oh,
how close can you be? The referee's got it right.
and you
Whoa.
could see Dean Lance's reaction there.
That's the reason why people go bald. Sorry, Mr. Barnhill.
Well, he would have been given the try had it gone to the video referee. We've just proved that conclusively. Harris adds 2 more. Leeds regain the lead. 14-12. Well, are they going to do Castleford again?
Well, we said the penalty perhaps could lift them, but look close. Now then, there's a foot, and this is what Dean is looking at. He watched the big screen. Boy, oh boy, I wouldn't have their job for $1 million.
Well, he's got a little bit more snow on the roof as Dean Lance since he arrived in this country, I think.
Okay.
12 minutes to go.
Snow on the roof.
Well, it would turn you grey, wouldn't it?
Grey snow now.
Andy Hay
Well,
leads with the sense of victory now.
I said it would be important, and perhaps who scored next, it would lift them. And it looks as though they have.
Oh, what a hit by Smith on Mackay. Jackson, Harris, Sheridan, bounces off Fritz, keeps this movement going. He's away from Davis, over the shoulder from Harris, and Sinfield retains possession, but on the last, just inside the Castleford half. Here's Harris again, drifts the kick into the corner. Richard Gay operating at full-back now. Well, they've 11 minutes to hang on, Leeds, or build on this lead. Castleford with exactly the same amount of time, of course, to strike back again.
They won't throw the towel in, that is for sure. But now, instead of the safety first football that they were displaying over the last 15 minutes, they really have got to take the gamble. They're on the back foot, they've got to keep this ball alive.
It's exciting, Steve-O. The scoreline of 14-12. It's a gripping last 10 minutes that's on its way.
Nerves are
Purcell
plenty.
finds Rogers, foot in touch.
I think it was forward as well. He's happy. Stuart Rainford isn't.
He's clapping everything now, Dean Lance, even the touch judge's decision. Or was it for the tackle? I think it was for the tackle.
Many opportunities for Darren Rogers to show his skills and his speed.
Let's go.
And as you can see, the Rhinos
Right, let's get in.
not too keen to get back down.
Well, 10 minutes ago you were looking for a tiger for your man of the match vote. You might have to reassess. 09009 10 10 13. You can vote more than once. And at the moment you're now looking for a rhino, but it might change. If it goes to a draw, of course, both coaching staff will nominate. And Milado here will have to say.
He's had a big game though, hasn't he? Graham Mackay. And the try scorer also, Barnhill.
Yes, since he's come on. Jackson, dummy half. Harris. Farrell. Oh, if he'd have released that, Cummins thought he might have been over. Here's Jackson, attacking the line. Poor pass, it bounced in front of them all. Sinfield. Sinfield, though, can't release the ball. Tackle's completed. Bowles is returning. The captain is coming back for the last 9 minutes. Castleford need that direction and leadership. Stuart Raper.
Last throw of the dice there from that man, Stuart Raper.
Danny Orr. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. Purcell. Shaw. Oof. Big hit by Senior. Well, it is the last throw of the dice. The big forward taken off, and Bowles back on. There's his first touch. Let's play on.
Yeah, went backwards. Good refereeing there from Stuart Cummins.
Here's Jason Flowers. Great ball, Richard Gay. Back it goes. Davis couldn't hang on. Senior has it back.
Well, they've got to try to keep this ball alive. You can't blame the Tigers for that. They just couldn't Reef it in there, Brad Davis.
That's one.
Just had the attention of Ryan Sheridan around him.
Yes, they're playing the catch-up football now, the Tigers. Here comes Cummings. Paul Smith and Davis around him.
Well, remember when Leeds took the lead against Warrington, and they didn't know how to close the game down. Have they learnt their lesson?
Here goes Gareth Rayner. Eager with the tackle. Jackson at dummy half. Harris receives the first pass. Then it goes wide to Andy Hay. Andy Hay then gives it to Carl Pratt. He saw a little gap, but inevitably Fritz closed it, and Danny Orr. They've been magnificent tonight for Castleford. Harris with a kick down the line. Gay's collected it.
It's a good kick as well.
It's a good chase also.
Well, the spark has at long last come back into the Rhinos. Lifted, of course, by that try from Barnhill. It's been a real arm wrestle this in the second half.
7 minutes to go, 2 points in it in Leeds' favour. Paul Smith, and he has the jersey ripped off his neck.
Third tackle, sort your shirt out.
The referee wants him to get dressed again before he plays the ball.
Okay.
Off the jumper time, Steve-O, if that isn't a cliche.
That's four, play it!
As against take the jumper off.
Yes. Danny Orr to Mather. Not had the penetration tonight, Mather.
Well, they've got to try everything now. That's why they're throwing the long ball. Maybe the chip over the top.
Davis. Well, won back by Jackson. Oh, and he gets a heavy challenge then from Flowers.
Good effort from the hooker. The sweeping roll there. Anticipated the kick, and every tackle, every time he passes the ball, he must be going through agony. Lee Jackson picked up that bad shoulder injury very early in the game.
Time off. Give me the blood bin.
He wants someone in the blood bin.
Now. It's been like that for a while now. Go sort him out. Yeah,
It's Francis Cummins, I think.
I've got to think about the
Francis
rest
Cummins is on his way to the blood bin, I think.
We've got to go first.
Yes.
Third tackle. We'll get the replacement on before we start, okay?
And Jamie Matthew comes off the bench to replace Francis Cummins.
This was a matter of interest, Eddie, while the stoppage in play. We called Graham Mackay at one point. Is he Scottish, will he be? As in Ockeye.
The new Boyle.
Let him fall! Come on, no penalty. Wait.
Well, he might be. Brad
No, he's got him.
Mackay could be as well for Scotland.
He hasn't gone anywhere.
Sheridan, very definitely English. Richard Gay, also English.
Good tactics though. Kick deep, turn the full back around. Chase is solid. Well, they're getting it right to the Rhinos late in this game.
5.5 to go. Eager was nearly through. Purcell, Danny Orr, Rogers. Great shouted forward from the south stand. Never. Danny Orr, dummy half. Vowles. Flowers as he received that. He was clobbered by Walker.
Wait for his foot.
Orr again. Davis.
Onside.
Invitation to Wells to chase. Pratt has claimed it. Gets away from Wells. Tries to step inside them, and he does. Oh, wonderful run from Carl Pratt, and a good ankle tap by John Wells.
It had to be, he was on his way.
Harris. Rayner. Eager gets to him.
Just got there in time. There was only Richard Gay between them.
Sinfield, good strong run. Here's Harris. Leeds flooding forward, are they? Yes, Jackson's there. Wide it goes to Walker. Walker loses the ball.
He will not be pleased. You mentioned the fact that they really messed around against Warrington when they had the game supposedly wrapped up, and they were trying to keep the ball alive rather than utilising the six, kicking into the corner. Might have a few words said to him by his coach, Dean Lance.
Well, this match is anything but wrapped up.
To be fair to the youngsters, he's had a fine match, especially in the second half.
Andy, get back.
Yes, Castleford were beaten on the stroke of full time at the Jungle 3 or 4 weeks ago.
No penalties.
Is this the night they get their own back? Is it payback time in the next 3.5 minutes? Here's Paul Smith. Nearly lost his shirt again.
That's 2, and out, and out.
Well, I think the Leeds side want to put it in their collection. The tackle read it so well there. Hugh Davis was supporting in the inside.
Purcell attacking the line. Danny Orr steps inside Farrell. Danny Orr, great run. Harris gets him down.
Tried everything, hasn't he, the Castleford standoff. He's hurt though.
Purcell. That's the last.
Kick and chase.
Davis. Wide to Bowles. Kick to the corner, trying to exploit the youngster. Foot in touch, was it, by Rayner?
Not according to the touch judge. Must have been
very close.
Well, he had to make a decision. Was he going to let the ball bounce out? It just bobbed up just in time.
Good play.
Half an inch.
Good play, good decision. So 2.5 minutes to go. Leeds in possession, but deep in their own half. Harris.
Nothing silly.
Hay.
Basic football. Vital 2 points. Keep their top 5 hopes alive.
This will make it a real scrap for the top 5. Leeds will be level on points tonight with Castleford if they hang on to this. Last one. Carl Pratt is running it. Carl Pratt is still going. Jackson's in support. Wide it goes to Walker. He's got Rayner on his outside. Gareth Rayner tried to stab it forward, and I think
still play
on. Mackay!
It'll be a try if it's outside.
Who got the foot to the ball?
Well, Gareth Rayner did ever so well. It wasn't the best first kick, but he got to it the second kick before it hit the touchline. And if he's onside, this will be a try.
Has Graham Mackay scored what would be an absolutely priceless 4 points? Now then, this is what we're looking at now.
Winger puts the ball. Now then, did he kick it? I know he kicked it on that occasion. And he's onside.
Well, Mackay's well onside, but what happened to it when it came out of Rayner's grasp?
Did he knock on, or did he intentionally kick it? He did on that occasion. But the most important fact, they're looking now to see if he's onside. This is what, well, I don't know why they're doing that one. That's fine. It's the one before it that is confusing everybody.
This is the one. Now, was it?
Does he kick it, or does he just? Oh, he does.
He kicks it. Oh, it's going to be a try, this.
It is. Well, what a wonderful effort by the winger. As I mentioned, it wasn't the best kick. It's going nowhere. It just bobbled up. Well, what a freakish try. But they won't mind. Graham Mackay, he's had a fine game.
That's to wrap it up.
TRY.
It all now hinges on Jerry Kershaw, who has had such a weekend. Graham Mackay can't bear to watch. Here comes the decision. Another big one for the video referee. The match goes to the Rhinos. They've got the double over the Tigers. Stuart Raper's hopes of opening up a big gap have gone west, and Leeds join them. Level on points in the 5. Third try of the year for Graham Mackay. Well.
Well, full credit. Pratt did ever so well. Keep the ball alive. So did Jackson. On a very few occasions, the support play's been done well. Chev Walker and Gareth Rayner. Superb soccer skills, well picked up on the half volley by Graham Mackay. This says it all.
It does. Pictures tell no lies. And Harris, second successful kick of the night. He's kicked Leeds into a 20 points to 12 lead, and we've got 45 seconds of the match remaining. Leeds have won. They've closed the gap. It's 7 wins in a row for Dean Lance and the Leeds Rhinos. They are on the march.
Well, it was fitting that this man came up with a 4-pointer. And they're singing now on the south side. But I can tell you for most of this match, they were not impressed. It has not been a vintage performance by the Rhinos, but it doesn't matter how you win. When it comes down to the crunch, you need those 2 valuable points.
Great side, Steve-O, can win matches when they're not playing terribly well. And this is a day when Leeds have won and they're not on all cylinders. There's the final siren. You can see what it means. Stuart Rayford and the Tigers disappointed. Dean Lance and the Rhinos thrilled to bits. 20 points to 12. Mackay with the try with about 60 seconds remaining. The coaches share their early views on the 80 minutes that we've seen. We'll no doubt hear from the two of them. Well, a match that was filled with drama, plenty of mistakes, fair enough. But a game that wasn't won until the very last minute, and Graham Mackay with his 3rd try of the year, and Leeds at the end 4 tries to 2. Worthy winners, I suppose, in terms of try scoring. Not their greatest performance of the season, but as I say, if you can come through and pick up Super League points when you're not firing on all cylinders, it augurs well for your future. 20 points to 12. The Rhinos have won. It's been Saturday Night Fever at Headingley.